What if I told you that the most powerful protein sources on the planet aren't found in the meat aisle, the supplement store, or even the health food section? They are growing in quiet fields, floating on the surface of ponds, and sprouting in forgotten corners of gardens all over the world. We're talking about the empire builders, plants so potent that ancient civilizations used them to sustain warriors, monks, and entire populations without a single ounce of meat. While the world is busy arguing over chicken versus beef and spending a fortune on processed powders, there are plants under our feet that pack more protein per gram than a steak, with amino acid profiles that rival an egg. Today, I'm showing you 20 botanical powerhouses that will change the way you think about nutrition forever. Stick around, because number 17 was the sacred lifeblood of the Incas and contains all 9 essential amino acids. And number 20? It is so incredibly dense that just 1 cup delivers more protein than a prime cut of beef. If you're ready to take charge of your health and save a fortune on your grocery bill, hit that subscribe button. We're building a community of self-sufficient powerhouses here at EcoVault. Let's count them down, the 20 superfoods that outmuscle meat. Starting our list at number 1 is duckweed, and it is time we stop calling it pond scum. While most people see a green film on a pond and walk right past it, NASA scientists are looking at it as the ultimate survival food for long-term space missions. Here is why. Duckweed is one of the fastest-growing plants in the world. It doesn't need soil, just water and sunlight, and it can actually double its entire biomass in as little as 48 hours. When you dry it out, the nutritional profile is staggering. It contains up to 45% protein, which easily beats out beef or chicken, which usually hover around 25% to 30%. But it's not just about the quantity, it's about the quality. Duckweed is a complete protein, meaning it provides all 9 essential amino acids your body can't make on its own. It's also packed with omega-3 fatty acids and minerals, making it a literal protein factory that grows on the surface of the water. In places like Thailand and Laos, it's been a delicacy for centuries, often stirred into soups or salads where it tastes remarkably like mild watercress. Traveling from the quiet ponds to the sun-drenched coastlines, we find number 2, the Lupin bean. If there were an award for the most underrated legume on Earth, this would be the winner. These striking flowering plants have a history that reads like a textbook on ancient greatness. They fed the Roman legions on their long marches and were tucked into the tombs of Egyptian pharaohs over 3,000 years ago. Why? Because lupin beans are a powerhouse, boasting a protein content of nearly 40%. That is almost double what you get from most other beans. They are incredibly heart-healthy, helping to lower cholesterol and keep you feeling full for hours. But the magic of lupin isn't just what it does for your body, it's what it does for the earth. These plants are nitrogen fixers, meaning they actually pull nitrogen from the air and pump it back into the soil, acting as a natural fertilizer for whatever you plant next. If you want a protein source that tastes like a delicious, nutty snack but packs the punch of a steak, the lupin bean is your ancient, eco-friendly answer. Moving to number 3, we encounter alfalfa, a plant whose very name comes from the Arabic alfasfasa, meaning the father of all foods. For decades, we've pushed this nutritional giant aside, labeling it as simple cattle feed. But the truth is that alfalfa is a mineral mining machine. While most garden vegetables have roots that stay in the top few inches of soil, alfalfa sends its roots down an incredible 20 feet deep. This allows the plant to access deep earth minerals and nutrients that haven't seen the light of day in centuries. Its leaves contain nearly 40% protein by dry weight, and they are loaded with vitamin K and calcium. The best part for the home grower? You don't need a farm to harvest this power. You can grow alfalfa sprouts in a simple glass jar on your kitchen counter, and they'll be ready to eat in just 5 days. It is one of the easiest ways to produce high-quality protein in a tiny apartment or a big backyard. But if alfalfa is the father, then number 4, Moringa, is rightfully called the miracle tree. Growing at lightning speed in tropical and subtropical climates, the moringa tree is nature's answer to malnutrition. Every part of this tree is edible, but the leaves are where the real magic happens. When dried, moringa leaves are approximately 30% protein and contain every essential amino acid. But the list of benefits doesn't stop there. Gram for gram, These leaves provide more vitamin A than carrots, more calcium than milk, and more potassium than bananas. It is a nutritional pharmacy disguised as a tree. Because it is so hardy and drought-resistant, it provides a consistent source of protein in areas where other crops fail. Whether you're adding the fresh, peppery leaves to a stir-fry or mixing the dried powder into your morning smoothie, Moringa offers a level of nutritional density that few other foods on the planet can match. At number 5, we have the mung bean, a 4,000-year-old staple that is finally getting the respect it deserves in the West. If you've ever avoided beans because they cause gas or digestive discomfort, mung beans are the solution you've been looking for. They are famous in ancient Ayurvedic medicine for being the most easily digested legume in existence. They contain about 24% protein that is highly bioavailable, which is a fancy way of saying your body can actually absorb and use the nutrients instead of just passing them through. When you sprout them, their vitamin C levels skyrocket, and the proteins become even easier for your gut to handle. They've been the secret to strength across Asia for millennia because they provide clean, steady energy without the heavy, bloated feeling that usually follows a big, bean-heavy meal. Right next to them at number 6 is the fava bean, also known as the broad bean. These were the gladiator food of the Bronze Age, valued by the strongest men in history for building muscle and endurance. Favas are what we call cool season champions. While most high-protein crops like soy or beans need the sweltering heat of summer to grow, fava beans thrive in the chilly dampness of early spring or late autumn. This means you can produce your own protein during the months when your neighbors' gardens are completely empty. With a protein content of about 26%, they are incredibly filling and rich in L-dopa, a compound that supports brain health and mood. They are the ultimate survival crop, tough, cold-hardy, and capable of fueling a hard day's work just as well as a piece of meat. Now we enter the realm of the lost superfoods, starting with number 7, Amaranth. This plant was so vital to the Aztec Empire that it was considered sacred, used in religious ceremonies and given as tribute to kings. When the Spanish conquistadors arrived, they actually banned the cultivation of amaranth in an attempt to break the spirit and the health of the indigenous people. They knew that if you controlled the amaranth, you controlled the source of their strength. This heat-tolerant warrior produces tiny seeds that are roughly 15% to 18% protein, but more importantly, they contain lysine, an amino acid usually missing from grains. This makes amaranth a complete protein profile that rivals milk or eggs. It thrives in scorching heat where other crops wither, making it a fail-safe protein source for a changing climate. Number 8 is flaxseed. Flaxseed, a crop that has been a cornerstone of human civilization for over 6,000 years. Originally prized by the ancient Egyptians and Greeks, flax was so highly valued that the Emperor Charlemagne once passed laws requiring his subjects to consume it to ensure their health. While we often think of flax for making linen fabric, the nutritional hit it provides is unmatched in the plant world. Flax contains roughly 20% protein, but its real claim to fame is its status as the king of plant-based omega-3 fatty acids. Specifically, it is loaded with alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, which is crucial for reducing inflammation and keeping your brain and heart sharp. Because flax seeds have a very tough outer hull, our bodies can't actually digest them whole. They'll pass right through you without giving up their nutrients. To unlock this protein and fat, you have to grind them into a meal. Once ground, flax becomes incredibly versatile. It acts as a natural binder in nut baking, and for those who don't eat eggs, you can mix ground flax with a little water to create a flax egg that works perfectly in recipes. It is a dense nugget of survival that supports your joints, your heart, and your muscles all at once. Number 9 is sesame seed. Sesame seeds might be the most underrated weight-for-weight superfood in your pantry. Often relegated to a simple decoration on top of a hamburger bun, sesame is actually one of the oldest oilseed crops known to man, appearing in ancient Assyrian myths and Egyptian medicinal scrolls. These tiny seeds are literal mineral mines. Just 2 tablespoons of sesame seeds contain a surprising 3 grams of protein, but the real shocker is the calcium. Most people think they need dairy for bone health, but sesame seeds provide more calcium by weight than almost any other food on the planet, even beating out milk. Beyond calcium, they are packed with iron, magnesium, and zinc, which are the building blocks of a strong immune system. When ground into a paste called tahini, the protein and minerals become even more bioavailable, meaning your body can absorb them with much less effort. Sesame is a high-energy food that helped ancient desert travelers survive long journeys, with very little weight to carry. It's a testament to the idea that the smallest things in nature often pack the biggest punch. Finally, we have the sunflower seed at number 10, a true agricultural masterpiece gifted to the world by Native American cultivators. Long before the sunflower became a global symbol of beauty, indigenous peoples in North America were selectively breeding these plants to create massive heads filled with high-protein seeds. A sunflower seed is roughly 21% protein, which is an incredible statistic. To put that into perspective, a quarter cup of these kernels actually delivers more protein than many of the expensive processed high-protein snack bars you'll find at the gym. And it does so without the added sugars or chemicals. Sunflowers are a homestead hero because they are incredibly tough. They are drought-tolerant, meaning they can thrive in poor soil and harsh heat where other vegetables would simply wither and die. They also provide a rich, healthy fat profile that supports hormone production and skin health. Perhaps best of all, sunflower seeds are a safe protein, since they are seeds and not nuts. They are almost entirely allergy-free, making them the perfect muscle-building food for schools or households with nut sensitivities. They are the ultimate example of how a plant can be both a stunning garden decoration and a serious source of survival nutrition. At number 11, we have hemp, the ultimate comeback crop. For nearly a century, this plant was locked away and misunderstood due to its botanical cousin. But today, it is reclaiming its throne as one of the most perfect protein sources on the planet. What makes hemp truly revolutionary is a specific type of protein it contains called edestine. This globulin protein is remarkably similar to the globulin found in human blood plasma. Because of this biological match, your body recognizes hemp protein almost instantly, making it incredibly easy to digest and absorb into your muscles and tissues. Just 3 tablespoons of hemp hearts deliver 10 grams of complete protein, along with the perfect ratio of omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids. It's a brain food and muscle food rolled into one. Hemp is also a gardener's dream. It grows like a weed, hence the name, requires almost no pesticides, and breathes in more carbon dioxide than almost any other commercial crop, making it as good for the earth as it is for your body. Moving from the fields to the ancient kitchen, number 12 is the lentil. These tiny lens-shaped powerhouses have been feeding humanity for over 13,000 years, appearing in everything from biblical stories to the rations of Roman soldiers. They have often been dismissed as poverty food because they are so affordable, but in reality they make you rich in health. Lentils are the fast food of the legume world. While most dried beans require hours of soaking and simmering, lentils can be ready to eat in just 20 minutes. A single cooked cup provides a massive 18 grams of protein and is overflowing with folate and iron. Joining the lentil to form what I call the iron triangle of plant-based strength are chickpeas, number 13, and black beans, number 14. Chickpeas are famous for their versatility. You can mash them into hummus, roast them into a crunchy snack, or use the leftover soaking water, called Fava, as a one-to-one replacement for egg whites in baking. Black beans, on the other hand, are the antioxidant kings of the bean family. Their dark, midnight-colored skins are loaded with the same health-boosting pigments found in blueberries, providing a unique combination of high-fiber protein and disease-fighting power that sustained the great civilizations of the Americas for millennia. As we climb toward the top of our list, we find number 15, pumpkin seeds. It is a tragedy that every October, millions of people scoop these out of their jack-o'-lanterns and toss them in the trash. These seeds are a concentrated gold mine of nutrition. Just a small handful provides 9 grams of protein, but they are also one of the world's best sources of zinc. Zinc is the master mineral for your immune system and hormone production, making pumpkin seeds essential for anyone looking to stay strong and healthy year-round. Following the seeds, we look to the cool, misty highlands of Northern Europe for number 16, the humble oat. While many people think of oats as just a breakfast cereal, the Scottish people use them to build a nation of world-renowned thinkers and legendary warriors. Oats contain a unique protein called avenolin, which has a superior amino acid profile compared to wheat or corn. They are also packed with beta-glucan, a special fiber that sweeps cholesterol out of your system like a broom. If you want a protein source that provides slow-burn energy to keep you powered through a long day of physical labor, oats are the time-tested answer. Then we reach the legendary number 17, quinoa. As I teased at the beginning, this was the sacred grain of the Inca Empire. The Inca emperor himself would traditionally plant the first seeds of the season with a golden tool to show its importance. Quinoa is a genetic marvel because it is a true complete protein, containing all 9 essential amino acids in perfect balance. Most grains are low in an amino acid called lysine, but quinoa has it in abundance. It's naturally gluten-free, cooks in 15 minutes, and has a light, fluffy texture that can replace rice in any meal. For the Incas, it wasn't just a side dish, it was a survival staple that allowed them to build a massive empire in the harsh, high-altitude environment of the Andes Mountains. Rounding out the heavy hitters, we have peas, number 18, and soy, number 19. These are the giants of the modern supplement world for a reason. Yellow peas have become the gold standard for plant-based protein powders because they are highly hypoallergenic and muscle-building. Soy, a staple in East Asia for over 3,000 years, is the only plant that produces a protein quality so high it is officially ranked alongside meat and eggs by scientists. Whether it's tofu, tempeh, or edamame, soy provides a complete, dense protein source that has sustained billions of people throughout history. But finally, we reach the undisputed champion, number 20, spirulina. This blue-green algae is less of a plant and more of a biological miracle. It is arguably the most nutrient-dense food on the entire planet. While a steak is about 25% protein, spirulina is a staggering 60% to 70% protein by weight. To put that in perspective, just 1 cup of dried spirulina contains nearly 60 grams of protein. That is more than a 6-ounce steak and a dozen eggs combined. It was a primary food source for the Aztecs, who harvested it from the surface of Texcoco Lake. Today, it's used by world-class athletes and astronauts to recover from intense physical stress. It is the ultimate cheat code for human nutrition, proving once and for all that the most powerful protein on Earth doesn't come from a lab or a slaughterhouse. It comes from the sun and the water.